right, let's go out to Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, and talk to the great Natalie. What's up, Natalie?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
What's up?
Okay, I'll just get to the point. So I'm going to read my question off.
Okay.
So my main question is, how can I stop putting too many things on my plate and teach my body and mind to relax?
Well, marijuana. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I guess.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I know. I've decided not to do that.
I've decided. You answered that great. All right, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, so the details I wrote. So it says, I like working and having things to work towards and do. Sometimes I give myself too much to do, but I struggle with knowing how to not do that and still feel fulfilled in my life. I'm a very scheduled person. I give myself time to relax and do things I like, but I notice that my body often feels like it needs to rush or like something's going to happen that I'm late to or something. So kind of hit a roadblock on this one.
What made you call? Did something happen?
I mean, not like an earth-shattering event. I mean, in May, we moved across the country for my husband to go to graduate school. And I've noticed that since then, I've just been noticing it more. And so I've done a lot of my own self-work in the past, and this is just something that I've struggled to kind of work on. I can't really figure this one out.
Who in your life, and it can be any number of people, who gave you extra connection or extra closeness when you achieved something well?
Well, that's a hard one. I mean, my husband, he's a great guy. My mom on occasion. So my mom has borderline personality disorder. So that's what I mean by on occasion.
We could just stop right there. I think we're good.
I figured.
You've been, oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have been opening your eyes and gently opening your bedroom door and wondering what the weather inside your living room is since you can remember, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And was it your job to make sure mom didn't get set off?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah, for her, I was her only child. So
Oh, good. It
was me.
It was you. So let's be honest and choose reality. It wasn't kind of. Right?
Yeah.
And when things were great, they were unfathomably great, right? You're the greatest kid of all time. You're the most wonderful person of all time. And when things were bad, they were not good, were they?
Yeah.
No, not just, yeah, but I need you to feel with me for a second.
Okay.
When they were bad, they were bad. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's mom now?
I don't know.
Okay. Where does that sit in your body?
Like, you mean like the physical sensation?
Yeah. Where is that? When
my
a mom
jaw and in my chest.
Okay, there you go. It's often in the chest. And your jaw too? Do you clench it up?
Yeah. I haven't seen her for like over a year and a half on purpose.
Okay.
But whenever I'd be with her, it'd always be my jaw clench up.
Yeah. Whew. And so I think, I mean, you and I could talk for hours, and I bet it would be an adventure. I bet it'd be an adventure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But in this short, compressed time that we have, my guess is for whatever reason, your body has learned activity staves off anxiety. And those quiet moments in your house growing up was a storm brewing. And quiet moments by yourself was the tension before the bad guy jumps out in the horror movie. Because in homes where there's loving, connected, attending parents, that quiet, that calm is what peace is. You didn't have that. So in a chaotic home, that quiet is doom. And so what we do as adults is we run around and make sure there's never any quiet. It's a grown-up version of la, la, la with both fingers in our ears. And what sucks about it is we get awards for it. We get money for it. Right?
Yep.
If we had just picked drinking, then we got to go to rehab. But we didn't. We picked achievement and busy.
Yeah.
And what do we get? You get more praise. And you get more responsibility and more people at your local church saying, oh, can you help with this? And you're like, yeah, I can do that. And more and more. And your husband's like, you're always down for anything. And you're like, no, I'm that kind of girl. And then eventually your body says, hey, I quit. Fair?
Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to prevent. I don't want to keel over too soon, you know?
Oh my gosh, your ability to disassociate is incredible.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or.
I mean, it's it can be. It's a gangster strategy in the right place. It's a tough way to live every day.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The technique is exposure therapy, and you're not going to like it. And it's going to be brutally uncomfortable, and I don't see a path forward for you without you ending up in some pretty significant counseling for a season.
Okay.
And it is learning to be with yourself and feel safe in your own skin without the flurry of activity. Without the flurry of what's next, without the flurry of adrenaline that props your body up because you're always just not late on the thing.
Yeah.
And the problem is that feels like a superpower for you. And so that means healing is going to feel like weakness for you. And if I sound like I'm speaking from an insider's look I'm on this path right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My counselor asked, this was several months ago, she said, what are you feeling now? And I said, if I had to write it down, like if I had to just lay it out, I would say depressed, but I'm not depressed. Things are great and I feel good, but everything feels low. And she smiled and said, this is what normal feels like. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. And it took me a long time.
Yeah.
Because everything was amped, always.
Yeah.
And so at a very practical level, you're going to have to tell your husband, I want to take my arm and completely swipe our family calendar. All of it. And I want to put on the calendar 1 to 2 nights a week when you and I have nothing scheduled but just being with each other. That can be going for a walk. That can be watching a show, reading a book together, making out. It can be whatever you want. But I want you to feel the tension of not having a plan.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? And you're already swallowing. You can already feel it like, oh.
I know.
See? Okay. And I'm
just afraid that I'll sign myself up for something else.
Nope.
I tend to do that.
That's you acting like you don't have control of your own body. You got to get back in the driver's seat of your own life. Here's your new rule. I do not say yes until 24 hours later. Because you've proven to yourself that you can't control that gap, right?
Yeah.
You know that if somebody asks, hey, could you come by? Yep, I'm in. The rule you have to make for yourself is I don't answer. I take 24 hours between answering. And what that will do is it gets you out of that emotional situation. That'll get you out of that one-on-one conversation. That'll get you out of that feeling like it's your job to take care of the person on the other end of the phone because you've been doing that your whole freaking life. And you get to actually exhale at your home by yourself or with your husband in front of a calendar and say, I can't add any more things.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have to feel the awkwardness of saying no. And I'm going to add one more thing. You're not allowed to say why. You can't give an excuse.
Okay.
You just have to say, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. Thank you for the invitation. I hope you'll have a great time. And you don't get to add, because I just had this and this, or I would love to, and please, but I had this. Nope. You don't need to make a bunch of excuses. You don't need to tell everybody why. And you've been doing that your whole life. But I want you and your husband to sit down and say, what kind of life? Here's the exercise. What do we want our life to feel like?
Okay.
And most people in your stage, how old are you?
I'm 27.
All right. So you're about 5 years out.
Yeah.
You're about 5 years out from your body saying, screw you, I'm going home, right?
Well, I also have 2 toddlers at home.
Even better, right? Even better. And here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're not going to teach them that anxious spinning around is the way we do life. We're going to teach them peace.
Yeah.
We're going to teach them that the safest place that they will ever know in their life is mama's house. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hope for.
I know, no. I want you to feel that. Can you imagine when you found out you were pregnant for the first time? If your mama's house had been the one place you couldn't wait to get to tell her, to drop your shoulders and relax. And it wasn't. That was the last place on earth you wanted to go.
Oh, yeah.
So let's reverse that. This is changing your family tree. This is you saying over the next 10, 15 years, I am going to learn peace. And like I said earlier, this is going to be hard. Unless you are just more extraordinary than I already think you are, you're going to have to get somebody that will sit with you. And because you're going to have to reconnect to your body because you're able to go through life at arm's length from how you feel. And you've had to your whole life. But you're going to have to get there with some professional help. So just plan that, build that in. It's awesome. But let's sit down with your husband and let's ask this question. What do we want this house to feel like? What do we want our marriage to feel like? What do we want this home to feel like for our kids when they're 10, when they're 16, when they're 26, when they're 46? What do we want our home to feel like? So what must be true for that to happen? If we want them to laugh and have peace, then that means we got to do less stuff because when we have a lot of stuff, everything gets stressed. And you might need to go on adventures. I still need wild adventures. I just got back from a wild elk hunt that I had no business going on. And it was an adventure. And I'll be paying for it for a long time, like physically. And I can't wait to go again, right? So I need that. I just can't do that every day. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a copy of Building an Unanxious Life. It's my gift to you. I want you and your husband to go through it together. I want you all to read it together. And I want you all to imagine, what if we built our home following this roadmap? What would that feel like? And what has to be true? And you're going to have to put some roadblocks in between you and decision making. 24 hours, only one person in school at a time. I only work this many hours because I have toddlers and they're more important than some dumb job in this season, or whatever the things are. You got to put some hurdles in front of you because you're just going to say yes because that's who you are. That's who you've always been. And we're learning something new. So when we learn something new, we have to make the new behavior easy and the old behavior's hard. Cool. I'm proud of you. Man, I'm proud of you, Natalie. You give me hope. You are going to do the work and you're going to change the whole family tree. And your kids are going to know a mom that you never knew. And that's how entire legacies transform. Proud of you. Call me anytime. I got you.